everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a certified teacher. I've been working with students for the last 10 years, all from graduate to infants. I especially love teaching elementary as well as high school. One of the things that really comes to my mind in this time of the year is summertime. It's super hot, but at the same time I'm really thinking about the fall, the beautiful fall leaves and the leaf changing and the colors. It's a beautiful thing. Also, another thing I'm thinking about is the students that may be in the classroom and how the student environment can affect the classroom in the beginning of the year. So of course you're going to be playing a lot of icebreakers, and you're going to be playing a lot of games and stuff, which is great and fantastic. At the same time, you really want to make sure that you are positively reinforcing. Now, I know that like in graduate education or undergraduate education, we emphasize, even in psychology, a lot of okay, make sure you're practicing positive reinforcement as part of the behavior management in your class. Well, what does that really mean, and what does that look like? And a lot of people wonder that. And so I want to give you some examples that I've used in my class, which was very effective. So let's say you set up the classroom environment, so you have the students go off, let's say for reading time. They go off to their individual tables and they start to take out a book and they read. And they work on their skills based on their reading level. Okay, so that's expected in your mind. How are we going to do it in the classroom? How are we going to set it up so the students are able to do it? And are all the students going to do it? And what are you going to do when a student is not exhibiting the behavior that you want to see at that time? So that is like, the worst of it all with teachers, that at the end of the day you want to see everything go smooth, but it's not always going to go smoothly, because you will have that one or two student that will not be doing the things that you want them to do, for a variety of reasons. One, they could be daydreaming while you're talking about something that maybe they're thinking about the ice cream that they had with their cousins and whoever else they had over. Or two, you said it once, and when you said it once, Johnny was distracted with something else. So that really shouldn't happen, because the students are going to be in their seats and they have their eyes on you, and you're not going to be talking unless they have their eyes on you and attention on you. And three, that's also not going to happen, because you're going to ask the students, what are we expected to do? What are you going to do? And ask the student to repeat it so that the students are able to hear it several times what's expected. When the students get back to their seats, you're going to make sure that the student who's not exhibiting the behavior is not going to get the attention that they may want. So let's say Johnny is the only one who's not taking out his book and starts to read. So you're going to go near Johnny's desk, and then hopefully then Johnny will take out a book and start reading. If he's not reading by the time you get to his desk, well, or if he's not taking out his book, well, then you can go near his table, but positively reinforce the behavior that you see from another student. So let's say, Johnny's buddy Chris over there is sitting down, and you say, hey Chris, I see that you have your book out, I see that your eyes are on your books, so you can go over some of the strategies that you want them to be exhibiting, or doing at least. And even if Chris is not doing that strategy, you could implant that into his head, like, oh, I see that you're looking at the beginning of the word, or I see that you have your eyes on the illustrations. You're really thinking about what is this illustrator trying to tell me about the story. Or you could throw one or two little things, teaching points that they may already know from last year, and then praise the behavior and be like, oh, that's great, and I see many of you are also doing that too. Excellent. And by that time, the child who is not doing the things that you want to see should be doing that at time. And of course, he's still not not doing it. He's just still sitting there and not doing it. Then what do you do? That is a question. Okay, so I've already positively reinforced another child, okay, and he's still not doing the work. So now you want him to get his book out. So you're now going to go, and you're not going to say, you're not going to say, and it's really hard not to say it because it's human nature to react to the situation. But as professionals, we really learn to think before we act. So you're going to go near him and you're going to praise him for the behavior that you want him to do again. So he's sitting down on his seat. You know what? You did a really great job getting to the seat nice and quietly. Excellent job. What will be the next step? What do we do next? And then you wait for that response. More than likely, Johnny will say, well, get my book out. Be like, all right, great. Let's see you do that. So Johnny gets the book out, and you say, oh, great job, Johnny. That's what great readers do. They get to their spot, and they get their book out. And guess what? The next thing is to get your mind ready. Excellent job, and that's what you're working on right now. Getting your book out and getting your mind ready. Good. Eyes on your book. Excellent job. And then you go off to the next student who is exhibiting the right behavior, or the behavior that you want to see in the class. Okay, so that's just one tiny little tip, okay? I know that we all make mistakes and we all sometimes just react to things, but we really want to be sort of reflective and positive, and really look at the things that they're doing really well and then be able to scaffold. And I think that's where the word scaffold is very important, is that, you know, in every aspect of teaching, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to where the student is at in terms of behavior and learning as well. Alright, so that's just a little bit of like positive reinforcement part. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, I would love to hear back from you. And throw me some topics that you want to talk about as well. It's the summertime, it's really hot and humid here in New York City, but I'd love to hear from all of you anywhere around the world who is a teacher, and we can also discuss whatever you want to discuss. Yeah, so I'm just eating an apple to keep healthy. I'll see you later.